Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Serge, and welcome back to another Hyperloop Weekly. I know, it's been 2 weeks since I've done a video almost, and I apologize for that. Stuff got in the way. I'm not going to go into the depth, but it was kind of silly things. I just kind of got carried away with some life stuff. Nothing bad, just, people made plans. I changed what I was doing, neglected the YouTubes, neglected all of you. I'm terribly sorry. But now I'm back, and we're doing some more videos. So guys, what we're going to talk about today is something pretty important. It's not going to be me building or showing off anything I've done, except I will be, because I'll be walking around the inside of my ship, kind of having a, one of those things that people do on YouTube when they get themselves and they like selfie record themselves walking through a street, and they're talking about life things and trying to get real. We're going to do that, but we're going to do it in StarMade. So let's talk about StarMade things and get real, guys. So ultimately, yeah, so we want to just talk about quickly what it is that is expected of and what it is that is not enjoyed on the server. And it's going to get a bit heavy for a second, guys, because it's very important. We got a lot of people playing on the server right now. Look at that. Quite a few people. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 players online right now, which is pretty cool. What's going on here? What? Dane. DMC? Okay. Looks like someone's flying around my base. That's okay. Might say hi in a moment. But yeah, so one thing that's big on a server like this, especially this size, is something's very important that people remember, is lag is no fun. Lag is not fun at all. So right now we're sitting at a pretty reasonable ping. We're getting small spikes, getting up to about 180, maybe 200. Checking on the ping here. Everyone's sitting about the same at the moment. There's a few people who are spiking. I don't think everyone's playing from Australia. But either way, the important thing to a happy, server is ping. And you want a low ping so you can enjoy the game. But there's plenty of ways people can screw that up for others. So I want people to, I want to do this video for people to kind of discuss, for me to kind of discuss and talk about certain things that can be avoided when playing on a server this size. Number one thing to avoid is obviously creating a lot of lag, and that's pretty easy to do if you know how. And it's pretty easy to do if you don't know how as well, and that's a really important thing to talk about. If you do not know how lag works on StarMade or how easy it is to generate, you can quite, potentially accidentally cause a bunch of lag. And this video is trying to help people, prevent people from accidentally doing it, as well as kind of, let people know who are, purposely doing it, that it won't be tolerated. I logged on the server a little bit earlier, and I kind of got on, and everyone was sitting on like 2,000 ping, and it was not a fun time. And it was spiking, 100 to 2,000 to 400 to 3,000. And it's just, no one can really play comfortably with that. It's not a fun experience. After a bit of exploring, we discovered that, there was this one fellow down on a planet who'd somehow managed to get about 4 things and an Isenth all stuck inside a planet. So these were all just bouncing around, causing constant collision, checks from the planet, and that was just not cool. It was causing all sorts of hassle for the server, and everyone was suffering for it. Now, I don't know if that was on purpose, or I don't know if that was intended, or if it was completely accidental. At the end of the day, we flew over there, we destroyed all the things that were causing the issues, but we also found a few other interesting things. Planets are probably the biggest thing you could probably have issues with. And they're probably going to be the easiest thing for you to cause lag. We try to avoid planets the best we can. It's not too bad if you just want to kind of do a bit of a survival adventure down on a planet, but there's not much you can do on planets just now, and for the time being, it's so much better to build a station and work on a station. It costs very little, you don't need a lot of resources. It's okay to start on a planet, but you're inevitably going to end up on a station, so it might be probably in your best interests to kind of stick that way. because there's a lot of restrictions on a planet. One of the biggest things is where you build your stuff. You can't necessarily break the atmosphere with your buildings, because that's going to do nothing but cause issues for the server. Any kind of building or tower or spire or anything that you have that pierces through that... oh Jesus, bit of lag there as well. Anything anyway that you have that breaks that atmosphere is really going to cause issues for people who play online. Because it's not something the game's really geared to do. It's not something the game is geared to calculate. And because of this, it's not the best thing to do if you're trying to play a planet game on StarMade. The other thing to avoid too is having loose entities kind of like propped up or parked on your planet. It's not a big problem if it's a core or two just kind of like sitting there, but if you're gonna land on a planet, make it temporary and try not to have yourself in an awkward position, because the moment that the gravity kicks in and that ship starts bouncing, it ends up clipping through the planet and ending up in the planet core. Which causes no end of drama for people who are in the vicinity or just anyone on the server. It doesn't matter where you are in the galaxy, you're gonna feel that ping. So that's a pretty good idea to avoid if you can, because it's not a lot of fun when everyone's sitting on that high a ping. The other thing to avoid is creating logic bombs. Now, logic bombs can be made by accident, and by the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys a simple logic bomb. And I'm going to logic bomb the server and see how everyone reacts. But it's only a small logic bomb. I've done it before on the server, and it's not a major effort to survive it. But I wanted to see how it goes, and people can get at me later in the videos or in the comments below or in Discord. But it is important to know where your limits are on your server. Now, this goes for anyone who's planning on doing their own server, but it's more important if you're playing on ours. This video is kind of showing you guys what not to do. And a big one where we're trying to prevent people from doing is doing just that. I do want people to realize, though, that I don't mind people using logic, and I don't mind people using clocks. And I really want people to know that they're welcome to build whatever they like on our server within the restrictions of the physical capabilities of the server. But then there's people who create overwhelming kind of logic systems that just cause no end of trouble. Now, I mean, these are things that like consistently fire weapons, or they do stuff like turning on jump inhibitors, or forcibly trying to mess with the environment through logic in a way that just the server does not like. So having multiple entities on a rail colliding into each other. So you have a rail set down and you have another rail set down facing each other, and then you dock two things on that and just have them smash into each other. That is not a good thing to do on the server. Another thing to remember too is a lot of this is unintentional by players, and not a lot of people are actively going out of their way to destroy people's fun. I'm a bit of an optimist. I think everyone's genuinely good. They're typically trying to do the right thing, if not by others, but at least by themselves. So I kind of assume that most people who are causing issues on the server aren't doing it in a malicious kind of way. They're just kind of doing it by mistake, or they don't know what they've done. So I kind of give everyone the benefit of the doubt there. And in a lot of examples, there are people who, they're actively exploiting the game's rules. The game, is kind of, iffy at best. It's a beautiful game. Everybody loves this game. I wouldn't have dedicated a YouTube channel to it if I didn't like this game. But the game has its issues. We all know this. And because of such, we end up with a lot of bugs or unintended rules. And a good example of that is things that do not, they sound amazing when you work them out, and they're really, really cool, and you want to show them off to all your friends, or you just want to use it because it gives you a really big advantage in the galaxy, and especially if you're at war with someone. One I saw a while ago was people docking themselves to the advanced shops that have the public docks on them. which would cause enemies that attacked you to trigger the trade guild to, turn around and attack, which effectively gave you an infinite spawning of trade guilds actively trying to defend technically their station, but your thing that's docked to them. So that was not a, it's not a bad idea, and it's a very clever thing to do, to kind of exploit the game's unintended effects that way. But that's just it. The game was never built to do that, and because you do that, you end up quite literally proliferating or populating the area with innumerable numbers of NPC ships, which just causes the server no end of grief. So trying to avoid that is important as well. But yeah, any kind of exploit that you can find, maybe check it out first, see if it has any negative connotations. I'm fine with people breaking the game, but do it in a way that keeps everyone else happy. Because at the end of the day, guys, this video isn't an attack on anybody's ways they want to play. See, just like that, oh god, I just fell through that because of all that lag. And because I fell through, I can't get out now. So, thankfully, I am a... Is that gonna bring it down? It is, awesome. So thankfully I am a clever guy, and I've left that open because this must have happened to me in the past. But thankfully I'm an admin, and that doesn't really cause me much strife. But it would definitely cause strife for other players. So, look, I don't mind what you do. I don't care how you play the game. I don't want to police anybody. That's why I've got my other admins for. They're really good at making sure people are kept in line. My job's primarily making sure that people enjoy my content and enjoy the server and know about what we're trying to do. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna put my foot down when what you're doing, intentional or not, is effectively stopping people enjoying the game. I don't want people to have to sacrifice what they're doing for fun just because you want to be a troll or you want to just, try this new thing. As innocent as what you're trying to do might be, it's important to remember that we're playing on a community. And when you're playing in a community, you have to remember that other people's, I guess the words I'm looking for is, other people's fun is important as well. So you can't be the only person having fun. What I'm trying to say, guys, and to wrap this video up nice and neatly, we've had a little issues on the server lately, and it's not a massive issue. I just want to bring it to everyone's attention that causing lag is a no-no. We do not want you causing lag on our server, because we've been getting a lot of players online lately. Look at this, holy, just an innumerable amount of players on our server, which is absolutely amazing, guys. Super impressive. But because of this, we want to make sure that people aren't suffering because there's too many people online, people are doing silly things, because there's one thing that I've never really got to experience really well on StarMade is a big StarMade community playing all on the one server. And that's what we want, guys. We really want to achieve a big StarMade community. And I think StarMade Australia is going to achieve that. If we put all the effort in, all of my admins are working really hard to make sure that everyone's having a good time. And I think we're going to have something really, really special here, guys. So anyway, guys, that's my rant. This is my weekly Hyperloop. I got a few other things in the pipeline. We're reworking some of the rewards you will get for donating to the server. We're gonna probably be jumping across to a PayPal donation scheme rather than using Patreon. Patreon will probably still exist until we can perfect our PayPal donations. We've got Rabid working on a sort of list of different ways that you can pay X amount of dollars and get X amount of rewards. We're gonna completely redo the rewards and make sure that people get a lot more for their value. We kind of want to ask around to see what people would really, really like, because guys, we need the We need the coin to keep the server lights on at the end of the day, and the way we can do that is one out of our own pockets, which, you know, we're not millionaires, the server isn't cheap, that's why it runs so well. We want to make sure that we can continue offering that awesome service, and in order to do so, we need some coin to achieve this. So obviously we're going to keep shilling the server donations, we're going to keep shilling Patreon so that we can achieve this, and what we need from you guys is just kind of either get the word out there, donate as much as you can or as much as you're willing. But what I really want to know from you guys is, what would you pay for on a server? What would you be willing to pay and be expecting to get? And that's going to be really important going forward, and I'll have another video asking this, but what would you expect to get for $20 a month? What would you expect to get for $5 a month? What would you expect to get for $100 a month? Like, obviously I'm not expecting people to pay $100 a month, but hypothetically throw your ideas at me, because we might even start doing more important stuff like maybe merchandise, maybe t-shirts, maybe mugs. I don't know, guys. Throw your suggestions at me in the comments below, because all of us here at StarMade Australia are really keen to hear your suggestions. Everything you throw at us is taken on board, whether we like it or we don't. Everything is heard. So throw them at us. We really are keen to hear what you got to say. Either way, guys, this has been the weekly Hyperloop. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Leave the video a like if you liked it, or give it a dislike if you disliked it, because hey, that's an option. And if you haven't already, subscribe, of course. And if you haven't subscribed and you found my video, hey, how you going? Nice to see ya. Anyway, guys, this is Serge, wrapping it up, trying to keep it short, and you guys have a great week. Yeah, anyway, guys, this is the logic bomb I wanted to show you guys. It's a really simple one. Doesn't actually hurt the server at all, but I just want to show you guys that you can actually see when you can easily see in the top corner of the screen, up in the top right corner there, where the a galaxy map is. As you can see, for just a second, I'm going to slap this button here. It's going to activate this jump drive and also turn a bunch of force fields on the station. So let's press that now. And a bit of lag, there we go. See, that's server warning, too much lag, and that to give us this location. So if I jump into the build block now, you'll see that's turned on all of these force fields, which is obviously not meant to be the case. This is... Well, actually, it is meant to be the case, but it's not something I'm going to do a lot. It turns on a bunch of jump inhibitors and keeps them ticking. So draining everyone's jump drives, but we don't want that. We want to turn it off. So it's pretty easy if you're worried that you're actually going to start causing lag, because you'll see it in the corner there. And if you've seen that there and you know you've just done something wrong, it's probably best to avoid that. Yeah, that's all.